How's it going, everyone? To try to kind of offset the fact that we're not really able to push content every week, and I'm a terrible writer, I figured for the last few weeks we might just do a quick, someone volunteers and we do a quick power ranking or thoughts of what we think the playoffs are going to go look like. Today I'm joined by Zoranos. Shout out to him from Hunters Association. Uh, his game is up against the Pen Pals, so we will see how they go. But generally we're just kind of like free balling it and seeing where it goes. So hope you guys enjoy. All right, and on this special episode of The Melting Point, I have a special content piece for Magma League. I'm joined by Zoranos from Hunters Association. We're gonna attempt to rank and maybe even find who is gonna get knocked out tonight. Do some predictions and then some rankings on who we think is gonna make it to the final, to the end. So we'll see how accurate we are. But let's go ahead and get started. So Zoranos, we have Koopa Troopas versus Knights of the Second Dinner. That'll be an interesting matchup. And then you guys on the Hunters Association are up against Tyler Pen Pals for upper semis. So not necessarily knockout, but that'll be interesting. And Spire Rats and Iceborne Sureshtan. So interesting matchups. I mean, we got the first seed versus the fourth seed, the second seed versus the third seed. I guess to get started, I mean, how are you feeling? Like, how do you think the Hylert Pen Pals matchup's going to be like?
I think it's going to be a banger of a series. We played them before and it was a 2-1 series, so hopefully it's another 2-1. Hopefully in our direction again. But yeah, they were pretty fun to play against. Their bot lane is definitely their best players in who they kind of play around, but so that makes it even more fun for me and Pierce.
Yeah, I think at least from what I've seen, like their bot lane probably is like, as you said, like one of the best ones. But I think you and Pierce have a really good synergy as well. So honestly, I think it's just gonna be the battle of the bot. So that'll be interesting. What do you think your prediction is gonna be? You think it's gonna be like a 2-0 or 2-1?
I think 2-1.
All right.
I think a nice little 2-1.
Okay. I mean, I want to give. I mean, Hylert Pen Pals are my boys. I'm playing with them in LBLCS, but like, I think as of where things stand right now, I think they're gonna get. I think you guys are gonna be 2-1, and they get knocked down to the lower bracket, but they're not gonna be out. I think they're gonna push through. I don't think they're gonna be after for the next elimination match. Cool. And then Spire Rats versus Iceborne Sureshtans. What's your gut telling you there?
I think Iceborne, just because I think their just team play overall is way better. I don't think that the players themselves are particularly that much better. But as a team, it felt like Iceborne was on the same page. Now that they're not like trolling with roles a lot more, I think they maybe would have been first or second in regular standings if they weren't kind of for funning some of the season.
Yeah, I don't know where I heard or saw, but one of them said that they were just hosting like a celebrity guest every week, which is why they had so many roster changes. So
yeah,
they would just flip a coin, there we go. But I mean, I think they are locked in. They're playing on main roles now, so yeah, I think that series. So you're gonna give us to Iceborne then. So do you think it's gonna be a 2-0 or a 2-1?
I think 2-0 Iceborne.
Okay.
I'm not very high on Spire. Maybe I'm just a hater, but that feels like maybe the most fraudulent standing, just by like a couple. Like I think they're top 4, but I think like Hyler and Iceborne are both better than them.
Okay.
They just had a better early season.
I mean, I'll agree with you because my boy Manny's on Iceborne, but I do think Spire Rats have been like kind of powering up because I like their top laner a lot, and I think their jungle is also really good. January Snow. So I think for this one, I think it's gonna be 2-1 in favor of Spire Rats, but I could be wrong. You could be right, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate for that one.
And I agree. I think their top laner is great. I think their jungler is really good, and this maybe just bias. I just think their bot lane is bad, and it just mostly in comparison. I mean, their top laner is Knight and like just so many levels ahead of their bot lane that I just think they just don't seem to mesh really well. I don't really know who to play for because it should be their top laner, but they try and force stuff bots still.
Yeah, I mean, I guess honestly, with like how high of a level the M100 scene is, I mean, having the better bot lane usually does matter a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, January Snow is like the second in terms of MVP, but then you have Manny, who is the AD carry, which I mean, Manny's a very good AD carry. He has very high highs. I'm saying this out of love, Manny. He has very high highs, but he also has a lot of low lows. He should be playing tonight, I hope. I know he missed last week, but I mean, my man is. I mean, put him on whatever, and he'll be that merchant. I think recently he's been on a victor streak, so we'll see if he decides to be dirty and play some AP bot laners. I think that might
No,
matter.
surely we're not picking AP bot. Is not what's about to happen.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, Manny's willing to do anything, so we'll see.
Oh no.
And then for Koopa Troopas versus Knights, how do you think that's gonna go? I'm not too sure. I think these teams are about equal in terms of like strength, at least from what I've seen. I personally want to say Knights might have the slight advantage because they've kind of had like a lot of ups and downs, but I think they've been kind of locking in this season. I know they had the unfortunate run into Spire Rats, which I mean is a very strong team. But
Yeah.
they did take a game off of them, which I think is very impressive. But what are your thoughts?
I think that Koopa Troop is gonna win. I think Bandit. I put him high in every single weekly ranking. I think Bandit is one of the better ADCs in the league, but oh my god, he's just having to drag people to these wins. I swear, it just looks so rough for him to, I don't know, like play these games out. When you look at even match history, which doesn't tell everything, but it's like people are just kind of inting in his games as he's trying to hold it down. And yeah, so I don't think they'll be able to hold it, but I think bot lane will be cool. But they have Husky on Koopa Troopers, so
Husky's a very.
I think he's at least he's at least even or better than Bandit, so it kind of like negates their one advantage.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think again, it's just gonna be like the bot lane fight, but it just depends on how far Bandit gets ahead in the games too.
Yeah, maybe he goes crazy early.
And Bandit does have some secret picks, so we'll see. We'll see. Cool. Now, I mean, we could quickly go through. Who do you think, as far as like, I mean, kind of like how the standings are. I mean, if I want to be brave, I'll say that you guys might. I mean, you guys take the win against Hyler Pen Pals, and then you guys go up against Iceburn Suresh Stands.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a interesting kind of match because you guys haven't gone up against them since the what was it, the week
since we lost? Yeah, they beat us last week of regular season.
Oh right, because that's when they turned it up, and then they I mean, yeah, they 2-0'd you guys, so that'll be an interesting kind of like return because it's going to be a best of 5. That for that play. So I think to make things spicy, I think they do. I think it's gonna be a 3-2. I think they take the win. You guys get down. You guys get sent to lower finals, which is fine. You go up against maybe. I mean, if we say, let's say Spire Rats somehow. Spire Rats makes it through, then it's a Spire Rats versus you guys for the lower finals, which I think could be really spicy. And then honestly, I think it's it could be a Hunter Association versus Iceberg Suresh Stands for the 3rd time and for the win. We don't do
that's what I think it's going to be as well. It's like the bracket reset or whatever.
Resets, right? Yeah, those are kind of difficult to pull off. Plus, it adds to more time. I mean, the playoffs is really long anyways, so that's why we decided to go against it. Because obviously, in this circumstance, it would be a bracket reset. But no, we're good. We're just gonna.
I was hoping there wasn't anything like that because it's like, I mean, it's a best of 5. Like, if we're losing a best of 5, they're just better. Like, I don't know that we should get a second chance at that point. Like, we play 5 games, we should just win them.
It's whoever has a champion ocean, so you're set there.
Yeah, real.
Yeah. What are your thoughts though? So, are you thinking it's like about the same, where it's just gonna be kind of like Spire Rats going through, like the lower finals and just climbs through, or do you think some other team has another chance?
So I think Spire loses to Iceborne, climbs through, beats, so I actually have Spire losing to Hyler after they lose to us today.
Honestly, Hyler also, I think, very
And
high
then
up
it's
there.
high alert versus stunned gaming, which high alert will win. And then high alert versus Iceborne. I think Iceborne will demolish them, but I think that'll be a pretty good road to the finals. I
I'm
will
excited for that.
say,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we would ever throw, but if we were to win out, first place gets 3 buys across this playoff. And it's,
Oh
you know,
wait,
we
you're
want to play the
right.
game.
You're right.
I'm trying to play the video game. I'm out here with 3 buy weeks.
Oh my god. No, don't worry. We like Hooked has been working on the new formula. Like this was fine for our first season, but second season we thought
Yeah,
we'd
no,
try it.
for sure.
But we're gonna switch back to more of a standardized format where everybody gets to play every week, and there's only gonna be very few buys. So keep in tune. But yeah,
That'd be
I mean,
cool.
I think this is gonna be a very exciting kind of like playoff series, and this is going to be the power rankings for from now on. So next week I'll have another guest and we'll go from there. But I mean, do you have anything
Who do
else
you
to add,
think
sir?
your?
What's it?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what's your all-star roster? We
Oh,
just did
for
votes, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
votes. We're supposed to do an award show
Did-
like this Saturday. Just waiting on a few things, but we'll announce them as soon as we have them, and then we're gonna do an all-star match, which should be really fun. So the
Yeah.
MVPs.
Do
So
you have your own roster, or do you already know the answers? So you'll like
I do know their
8
answer.
buys.
I can't tell you
Okay.
yet. Won't tell you. I can't leak
That's
yet.
okay. I was just gonna have you
Who
do
had
your own
me?
if you didn't know.
No, I know the answer, but because even if I say something, people might assume, oh, he knows, so this is definitely what it is. So I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. No, that's
But
okay.
keep it tuned for that. But
All I hope is that my man Jungle Jukes got it, because he definitely deserves it from the jungle. He's just being slandered by our evil captain every week. You hate to see it
listen,
in
I'm a
his
big
own
fan of
in
Jungle
his own
Jukes.
team's weekly ratings.
Isn't he off roll too?
Yeah,
I was about to say. I
and
think
he's smurfing it.
yeah, he's killing it right now. So yeah, shout outs to my boy Jungle Jukes.
Oh yeah, he's a beast.
Cool.
You gonna gap tonight?
Listen, if he gets gapped tonight, you can tell him that I called him washed. You can let him know. Cool. Well, hey, Zoranos, thank you so much for coming at a really early notice. I'm gonna try pushing this video out right now. But I mean, next week, if anyone's interested in joining me for a quick like power rankings, I like the video format a lot, quick and easy. Just let me know. Cool. Peace. Awesome. Well, that's gonna wrap it up. Don't really have much to say for the outro. I mean, definitely a lot of interesting thoughts from me and Zoranos. So we'll see how accurate we are. Obviously, these are highly opinionated. I love to be proved wrong. So good luck to everyone playing out tonight, and see you guys for the next one.